Hey now, what is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is it. This is the final night 3 of Scream Resurrection Season 3. It seems like from the comments of my reviews for these first two nights, it seems like there's more positive than negative, but there are still some negatives. So maybe a little divisive. Maybe some people just were too attached to the first two seasons to fully get on board and behind this new cast, this new story, and whatnot. But I will say overall, especially after now seeing the killer, the reveal, I enjoyed the season. I did. Did I love it? Is it the best thing ever? No, but how can anything be the best thing ever? I will say that this came more close to being like Scream, what I know and love about Scream, than whatever MTV was giving me for those two seasons. Let's start with at the beginning of this particular night. Dion tells Liv not to talk to him anymore because, well, she got him arrested and potentially in trouble with the police. He's having to answer all these questions. And I said good on Dion because Liv seemed like she couldn't be trusted and she had too much skeletons in her own closet. I didn't trust her for the longest time. Then you get to the point where Beth and Kim seem to team up because they both lost people in their lives. And Kim, I wanted to like her because of the actress Keke Palmer. I wanted to get behind her and enjoy whatever she was doing. But honestly, I never really did. I thought she was fine. It wasn't like I disliked her. But she wasn't one of the characters that meant a whole lot to me. She wasn't one of the characters that I was truly invested in. I just like the way that her and Beth decided to be a team. Kim referencing Riggs and Murtaugh, Lethal Weapon. I thought that was quite amusing. And I like the idea of two girls teaming up to try to put the pieces together and be uh, people to figure out who the killers were on their own. Then Dion decides to forgive Liv and kiss her. And I thought, oh, great, Dion. I know she's pretty. I know you probably just want to go along with her, but I thought he was making the biggest mistake. And then you see Ghostface stab Tyga or Tyga. Well, I don't know how the hell to pronounce this guy's name. He gets stabbed on the roof, and this came after a breakdown conversation between Tyga and Dion, and it made Tyga look like he was the villain, look like the killer. And but they've done this before, right? They made you think that somebody was the killer, and then like the very next scene they get killed. So I thought, oh wow, well here we go again, another character who looks like they had to be the killer, and then they get stabbed and killed. But then you find out that he's actually tied up, so he's not dead yet. And Dion has a football game, so you see that that's taking up a majority of his time. But then he reveals to Liv that he is in fact Marcus. And I said, what? And then we get a flashback that shows that when him and Marcus were kids, they switched costumes because Marcus or Dion, the real Dion, wanted to protect Marcus. And so he pretended to be him because I guess he was going to go and get his candy back, but do it as him. And then he got killed. So Marcus, who saw this happen, felt so bad for it, saw how sad his mother was. He just pretended to be Dion. He acted like he was him. He never corrected anyone. He went on for the rest of his life pretending to be Dion, which sounds super messed up. And honestly, when he was revealing it and telling the story, I thought it was dumb. I thought I was going to hate it. I felt like I was hating it. And after a while, I thought to myself, okay, I'm not against a main character who's done something messed up, who has flaws, who has lied, who has character traits that are questionable, or you can debate on whether or not it was the right thing to do or not. So he became more of an interesting character. Originally, I just liked Dion, the character, because I liked the actor more so than anything else. But this put a lot of layers to him. This put a lot of the fact that he was really Marcus and that he had this big secret. It made him a lot more vulnerable than it did before. So I guess technically I appreciated that. And you find out that Tigga, because he's still alive but practically dying, you find out that he is the killer. But he was working with somebody, and whoever he worked with turned on him and went after him. And I thought this was a little bit of a lame reveal because Tigga, like the actor or rapper, whatever you want to call him, I didn't think he was that good of an actor. So his whole speech of revealing his plot, I mean, I guess on paper it makes sense, but I didn't think he sold it well enough. He was definitely one of the weaker actors of the cast, and so to give him this big villain speech, I just thought left a little to be desired. It wasn't until we found out that Beth is the killer, because I thought it was going to be Tigga and Liv. And if that was the case, it would have been super predictable and not as impressive. But when Beth shot Dion or Marcus with the gun, she said, I can't let you call the cops, right? And then that's when she goes full crazy. I like this actress who plays Beth. There was a part of me that was sad to see Beth turn into a villain because she was our female Randy. She was somebody who was so knowledgeable in horror movies. In fact, her whole speech on why she watched horror movies, why she could relate to horror movies, why she wanted to take it a step further with being a killer, I thought was fascinating. Very reminiscent of Billy from the first Scream film, and I think the actress sold it. Her unhingedness, her whole obsession with wanting to be the big bad and wanting to do everything that she was going to do. You could argue that she came off dumb because she did have a villain speech and she was going on for long and long. But that's what the killers do in Scream. I can't complain about it here if in all four movies every killer does the same thing. And these speeches are the reason why they ultimately end up dying, is because they get too caught up and cocky thinking that they've already won. And that's when Marcus shoots her, stops her, and they knock her off of the ledge through the glass. And then Kim, who you thought ditched the group and left, she came back and she talked about how, the killer always comes back from one scream. Definitely a reference to the first film with Sydney. And she does. She kills Beth once and for all. And we have our happy ending. Marcus is with Liv. He's going to get to start a new life. Kim is going to college and starting a new life. Everyone's happy. Overall, I did enjoy this season. Overall, I did enjoy this show. I enjoyed these characters. Maybe my biggest complaint now in retrospect is that I didn't love that the costume, the ghost face costume mask itself, was all tied to the brothers, the fact that it was a Halloween costume for them, and that's why they decided to use it as, like, I just wish that it was just a random costume, a random mask that they use, because that's scary in and of itself. You don't need to create an origin for why they were using that mask and that costume. But either way, pretty good season. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you love it? Were you okay with this reveal? Were you disappointed by it? Were you let down? Or do you think, hey, this was a hell of a lot better than what MTV gave us for 2 years? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.
Hustle legit, cop a big bit, separate it, shove it for profit. Hustle legit, hustle legit, hustle legit, hustle legit, hustle legit, hustle legit, hustle legit.